Hello, angels, and welcome back to another episode of the Money Mindset and Manifestation Podcast. It is episode number 2 where we are having video footage behind the episode, and I'm loving this. Actually, I put this off for so long because honestly, I'm like, when I'm recording, I am curled up in bed in my robe like a baby potato burrito, and I'm just not willing to part with that. And then I was like, wait, why don't I just like film it from bed? So we've been filming the episodes. I've been loving it. It's so much fun. And I'm loving that you guys are loving it as well. So if you're a fan of the show and you like the audio version, it's actually also up now on YouTube. It's also so funny. I feel like I get so many messages of people being like, I've been following the episode and the podcast for so long, and I had no idea what you looked like. And it's like when they follow me on Instagram, they're like, it's so funny. Not that I think what I look like is funny, but it's just like putting a name to a face, you know? Or maybe I look funny, I don't know. So I'm gonna link in the show notes the YouTube, my YouTube channel, so you can follow along there and see me IRL. So we're just like hanging out, having a chat. So on today's episode, I have something very important. I have like a PSA message for my people, okay? And I'm very excited to dive into that. Before we do, I want to give one quick announcement, which I'm so excited about. So this Sunday, and it's July 17th when I'm recording this, and it will be July 21st is this Sunday. I am going to be doing a live subconscious reprogramming event. The reason why I'm doing this is because I realize so many of my listeners in my community have not yet experienced what it's like to reprogram on a subconscious level using my method. Obviously, if you're in the app, you've got to experience it. But I want to give you an opportunity to be live in my energy, experience the method, experience it, and just get a taste of what it's like to completely clear a belief or a feeling. So I invite you to join us. It's only $22. The link will be in the show notes. And by joining, everyone who joins gets a chance to win a free one-to-one call with me. So all you have to do is join. It's $22, $22, and you'll get entered into a chance to do a one VIP call with me. Now, the craziest thing, I just did one of these clearings with one of my clients, and we cleared the feeling of resentment. And when we sent it back, the lights in her house went out. Like the whole video cut off. Like everything just cut off. And I was like, if that's not shifting energy, like I don't know what is. It was so cool. So anyways, I can't wait for you guys to experience it. I can't wait to do it with you guys. It's going to be so much fun. It's going to be epic. If you're unable to make the video and the training live, no worries at all. Watching the replay or coming live, you get the exact same transformation. You're still transmuting the energy. So I invite you to join us. It's $22 and the link is below. Okay, let's get into the topic of today's episode. So I'm going to be very cautious of like how I explain this, but I had an appointment this week and I worked with someone who is, let's just call like an intuitive, okay? Who you can ask questions and they kind of give you guidance like, okay, you should do this or do that or yes or no, okay? And I will say like a lot of what she said did resonate and a lot of what she said didn't. And a previous version of me would have taken what she said as absolute like Bible. Like, okay, she's right. And I put her on a pedestal and been like, oh my God. And it basically like kind of like blew up my world. Like everything that I thought I was like working towards, she was kind of like, no, are you sure you want that? No. And so 2 years ago, I would have been like, oh my gosh, my life is over. Like I have to reestablish my whole life, all my goals. But now I was like, no, like my intuition is too strong. And I'm like, that just does not resonate. Like it's almost like damaging. Like, and I was like, thank God I have the awareness now. And I also I got off the call and then texted my boyfriend and I was like, I'm going for a walk. Like I had a really bad call and I just need to like clear my head. And on the walk, I was like, no, this is just like not true. This is like her own projections. And I just like simply not my future. This is not my reality. And then when I got home and told him about it, he was like, babe, like I've actually never seen him go so off on like a lecture of like, this is just like not true. And this is her projecting onto you. She sounds jaded, etc. And I'm like, Yeah. And then to like even cement that belief is my other friend saw her and like what she had told her, I was like, no, it like that is impossible. That is like what you're like. So I was like, okay, this is just ridiculous. So I want to do a PSA of this message right now. Okay. Because thankfully I have the support system around me, and now the deep belief that like if, for example, if someone came to you today and was like, you're purple, you're gonna be like, I'm not purple. But if you have a wound around something, or if you feel sensitive about something, or if you feel unsure about something, if you're vulnerable on something and someone tells you something, it goes right in. You take it as truth because you don't have the defense mechanism to block it, okay? And so, for example, like I was just explaining to my client, like if someone said to me right now, like, oh, Marley, like you're not going to make it as an entrepreneur, I'm going to be like, the thing is, I just have so much evidence of the contrary that like things are working. So I don't believe you. Whereas if you told me that in my first year of business, it would have really affected me. Like it would have gone in and I would have really thought about it, and it would have impacted how I showed up in business, it would have impacted because I would have taken it as truth. I had no defense mechanism to that point, okay? But here's the thing, and here's a very, very, very important message that I need to share, and I don't think it's said enough, and I don't think we really realize it enough, is that do not take advice from someone who isn't where you want to be. Don't take advice from someone who isn't where you want to be. Now, let me give you this example. Let's say you need to figure out how to get from point A to B, okay? And you see one friend's car, and the one friend's car, you know that they've gotten there before. And it's covered in mud. There's dents and bruises everywhere. You're like, dude, what way did you take to get there? Like, that looks like a very dangerous way. Or your other friend, no scrapes, no bruises, car is completely clean. And actually, like, their gas pedometer is way higher, meaning they took way less gas to get there. And they got there faster than the other person. Who are you going to ask how to get there? Obviously, the person that got there faster, easier, safer. Or if you're climbing Mount Everest, are you going to ask someone who has read a book about Mount Everest? Or are you going to ask someone who's been to the top of Mount Everest 50 times? Who has better advice on how to get to the top? Someone that's read a book? Or someone that's actually gone to the top many times, up and down, has had experience, and has testimonials from people saying that they're a really good person to get you to the top of the mountain? Who are you going to trust? Okay, the answer is obvious. Then why are you taking advice? And I don't mean you, I mean me, us, everyone in the world. Why do we take advice from people about relationships who are in relationships that we don't desire? Why are we taking financial advice from people that are financially illiterate? Why are we taking advice about business from people that aren't running a successful business? Why? Because there's many reasons, and this is what I think, is that we don't trust our own intuition. We are outsourcing our guidance. We are outsourcing our intuition. We are putting our trust on what we know to be true outside of ourselves, and we are asking others on something that we already know. And I feel like the reason why I had this experience this week, because the universe was like, when are you going to trust your own damn intuition? And why are you trying to speed up the process? Why are you trying to get to the result faster when you need to figure it out on your own? And you need to get there on your own. I just want to say, caveat is like, when I work with my healers, my mentors that I work with like bi-weekly, they are finding my blind spots, and that I love, and that's what I do with my clients, and I think that's like priceless. That is beyond. But for someone to say, you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to do that, that doesn't sit well with me, because the only person that knows what you need to do is you. No one can tell you what to do. You know the answers inside of yourself. And I feel like I was getting reflected to the fact, why don't you trust yourself? Why don't you trust your own intuition? Why are you seeking out others to answer a question that you know? And we're going to give you the fucking wrong answer so that it wakes you up to realize, stop outsourcing your own guidance. And so my message to you today is like, why are you outsourcing your guidance? It's different when you have Like, for example, I'm investing money right now. I'm investing all of my, a big portion of money. I'm seeking like investors, financial investors who have gone to school. They know what they're doing. They know more than me about investing my money. So I'm happy to trust them. And I followed my guidance and I followed my intuition on who I want to work with. And that feels good. That feels aligned. And I, like, for example, with my acupuncture, I'm not acupuncturing myself. I'm seeking out people that know. Same with my mentors. They are in a place financially, business-wise, in their relationships that I admire. So I trust them and I know that they give me advice on where I want to be. But still, if they're telling me, Marley, this, and it doesn't resonate with me, I still don't do it. Like, I'm only doing things that feel intuitively aligned for me and that feel good for me because my soul, my intuition, my guidance knows best, and so does yours. Okay? So very big PSA to my girlies, to my girls, is you need to trust yourself. You need to trust your intuition. You need to trust your internal guidance and stop putting people on a pedestal and overriding your inner knowing and trusting them more than you trust you. That's why things aren't working out for you. That's why you're going in a direction that you don't want to go, because you're following their guidance. And if they're going in a way that you don't want to go, you're going to go in a way that you don't want to go. You know, and you have all the answers within inside of you. My job actually as a mentor and a coach is not to tell you what to do, because my biggest breakthroughs in business, my biggest like, wow, holy fuck, crazy moments have been like these little ideas and these little downloads, these little pings I had on a walk, in the shower, And when I follow those and I follow these like breadcrumbs, it leads me to where I want to go. I take intuitive action. Okay. So if you have someone in your life telling you what to do, they're telling you from their blueprint, from their roadmap, from their belief system, from their projections. And unless they aren't where you want to be, if you don't look up to them and they have the income, the whatever you're trying to create in your life, like, let it go. Let it go. Take it, let it, like, water over your back. Okay? Water over your back. And it's hard sometimes because we hire people who have claimed themselves of this or that and You just have to be really fucking cautious. Do the due diligence. Trust yourself. Trust what you believe to be true. And even though you wouldn't do something or you wouldn't purposely try to sabotage someone, like, you don't know what other people do. I know it's like a really dark thing to say, but it is true and it needs to be said. Okay, not everyone out there is doing things in the way that you and I do to raise the consciousness, for better, to service, to love and raise the consciousness of the world. Unfortunately, there are some people out there that don't vibe that way and they do it for personal gain. And that's really upsetting to me, and that's a whole other podcast. But just stay in your lane. Do things for service. Do things to raise the consciousness of the planet. Follow your intuition. Follow your internal guidance. And you will never be straight or wrong. Or what is that saying? Like, send on the wrong path. Let's just put it that way. So I feel like I hammered this down. It's a short episode. It's a quickie. It just needs to be said. And it got me this week, and I'm like, okay, this happened for 2 reasons. I learned a lesson. Now I need to teach my girls, my people, my community this so that it doesn't happen to them. Okay? Okay. I love you guys so much. If you enjoyed this episode, please send this to anyone who you feel like might need it. Don't forget to leave a review, subscribe if you're watching the video. And we've been releasing episodes twice a week because this is my truly favorite thing to do. So thank you for being here. Thank you for being OG. Thank you for being a follower. Thank you for supporting. I truly love you so much. And I can't wait to talk to you in the next one. Okay? Forehead kiss. And we'll see you guys later. Bye.